Jayson Tatum after the Celtics' Christmas Day win over the Lakers.
Because of the rivalry, and what's that like? How do you guys stay focused on the basketball?
Yeah, as a basketball fan, you understand the importance of the Celtics and Lakers rivalry, what it means to our organizations, what it means to basketball, what it means to the NBA. So there's always a little extra meaning behind those matchups, and then for it to be on Christmas, gave it that much more pop. So it was, you love to be a part of those games, those moments, and today was a lot of fun.
Jayson, you've talked a lot about in the past, how Kobe has inspired you, and to, have this kind of a win on Christmas Day at Staples Center, now Crypto. What is the significance of that for you?
It's a dream come true. I never take these moments for granted. As a kid, I watched the Lakers, my whole life growing up, and I always dreamed of playing in Staples Center. So any opportunity I get to, I cherish those moments. Getting to play in a building that, my idol played in.
Hey, Jayson, there's obviously such an established core on this team. Were you surprised by how quickly Drew and KP have fit in?
No. I say that meaning, the core that we had, really talented group, and you just add two really talented, high IQ basketball players. And we all know how to play the game, and it was just a matter of time of, us gelling together, and we've done it pretty well so far. And we've been playing really, really well. And hopefully it's not our best basketball yet, because we still have a lot of basketball to go. But I love where we're at, obviously as a team.
Yeah, long way to go, but through 29, best record in the NBA. What do you read into that, if anything?
We got a really good team. We got a lot of great individual players, and we've been playing, for the most part, really good basketball. And we expected that. We expected to be good. We worked hard this training camp and beginning of the season. We obviously know what our ultimate goal is, and I feel like we're just trying to get better every day.
Jared, Mark, then Ramon.
Going up against LeBron literally your whole career. We used to talk about guys you were looking up to, like Kawhi, PG, guys that model your game after. LeBron's obviously the most complete guy. Tonight, both of you guys weren't really hitting your shots, so you had to find kind of every other way to win. So what was it like for you trying to think the game going up against like one of the great thinkers, and how did you feel about just the different ways you impacted?
Yeah, like you said, you got to give LeBron a lot of credit. He's been, the most complete player in the game for a very, very long time. And it's a lot that you can learn from a guy like him. Obviously the way that he thinks the game 2-3 steps ahead of everybody else. And as a younger player, just always trying to find ways to impact the game. You're not always going to make shots, but still want to be the best player and dominate the game in different ways every single night. So that's what I tried to do tonight.
Jayson, how much has KP just changed the way you guys play out there in terms of how they defend him, the matchups out there, and the way that the space that he creates for everybody else?
Yeah, I think we haven't had a low post presence like that since I've been on the Celtics, and I think it just creates so many problems. Are you going to switch us? Are you going to be in drop? Because if you're in drop, then when the big gets back to KP, he's planning to close out, and he's so, he can move so well. Put somebody smaller on him, obviously he can shoot over the top. So, and then do you help? Do you double team him? You kick it out to myself, D. White, KP, JB. So, I'm just happy to be on this side of it, because I think we present a lot of problems on that end.
Last question, Gary.
Jayson, when you don't need to have it's getting to the point you don't need to have a 40-point game to win games like this. When you're not at your best offensively, how kind of a relief is it that Derek and Drew and obviously Kristaps can come through and just kind of score the buckets, and you can do other things?
Yeah, I say it all the time. We have a really, really good team, and we all just kind of make it easier on each other. Joe says it, success is going to look different for different guys on every single night. We all sacrifice to be a better team, to be a better group, and hopefully it's going to pay off in the end.
Kristaps Porziņģis after the Celtics Christmas Day win over the Lakers.
Ankle's good. Bounced back pretty quickly, and felt no limitations in the game.
There were a lot of stars on the court today. The best game of everyone on Christmas Day, which is a big deal. What's it like for you to have this kind of an afternoon?
Very happy about the game we had as a team. I thought D. White was excellent too tonight, and honestly, we played really good basketball. We just did not we did not shoot what we normally shoot from outside. But other than that, I think we played really well, and it was a fun game. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it, and got one more win on the road, so it's great.
I talked to Drew Clippers game. He was talking about Derek White. He was like, man, I didn't realize Derek White was that nice. Is that the same for you? And then, how is it playing alongside Drew and Derek White? I think D. White in the last 5 games is averaging close to 3 blocks per game. How is it defensively with him and you being in the low man too as well?
Yeah.
And just explain that.
No, I'm kind of the same way. I didn't realize how good D. White was. He's kind of under the radar a little bit. But man, he's special. The way he plays, how, I don't know, 90+% of the time he makes the right play all the time, and that's the perfect teammate you want, and on top of that, he's shooting great percentages and being super efficient. I mean, yeah, he's special, man, and I'm happy that I have both of those guys on my team, Drew and D-Wade.
You mentioned the three-point shooting tonight. There's times in the past with this team where it's if the three-pointers don't go in, if the three-pointers go in, you're going to win. If they don't, you could lose.
Yeah.
This group, it seems like it's not necessarily defined by that standard. What do you think is allowing you guys to overcome a bad shooting night here and there?
Good question. I think maybe we're a really powerful engine, and we have maybe not a good but I think we just have that margin of if the threes were falling tonight, we probably it would have been a +20, +25 game, for us. But because they were not falling, it was a bit closer. So I think we're on those nights when they are falling and things are clicking, we're just that good, and that's the reality of how I feel right now, and of course, as I always say, there's always going to be ups and downs in some games, and then people are going to overreact and say, oh, no, they're, but we have to stay like this and keep improving with each game, keep making steps forward in terms of, our play and our discipline, and then in the long run, we'll be fine.
Just kind of what you're saying about Derek. How does that happen where somebody can be so underrated or under the radar, I guess? Is it situational, and is there maybe similarities just in your own journey too, where just in certain situations you look one way or another, this, you look at it comes across differently?
I think definitely situation, no, but market, now you're in a bigger market, and even for myself too, I'm playing good basketball, but last season I played also good basketball, but nobody really maybe saw that, So I think it's maybe for D. White, it's a similar case. And also he has, been improving, and he has been playing incredible this whole season, but especially this last stretch, and I think maybe it doesn't stand out because the stats are not incredible. They're good. They're not incredible. They jump into our, but when you watch the game, those people really appreciate what he's doing on the court, and people who understand really appreciate what he's doing.
The powerful engine analogy work for you guys when you play with the pace, the way you pushed it in the in the third quarter, much of the second half, and Joe talked about reinventing the offense on this trip. Has that been successful, and what does that do for you guys?
I think so. I mean, lately we've been starting to run a bit more, get out in transition a bit more. That makes a difference for us for sure. And yeah, even the games that we have not been as quick to get out, we're still effective in the half court, but I think it makes a difference when we do get out and we give the ball to JB to just go and create and or DY to go and get in the paint, finish N1s, all this kind of stuff, or kick out for wide open threes. So I think we're even more dangerous when we do get out and run.
Derek said that a big part of the game was when they started putting you on the elbow so you could play make and open up the court.
Yeah.
How much did you enjoy tonight being kind of the guy that could change the geometry of the game based on where you were playing?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's very easy to play with those guys. We think now we're with Christmas time now. I think the more we get to play together, the more I will be able to make those reads, and the better our like 3-4 man actions will be. Tonight was a good example. I think they were struggling to kind of figure out how they're going to stop us, and yeah, I was just, you know, if JD's not there, I look at DY. DY's not there. One of those, you know, kind of elbow actions, I just went to JB, you know, and then JB's dangerous there, where he can come off or he can go back door, and so we have so many options, so many weapons that it's tough to prepare for us.
What's the matchup historically with you and Anthony Davis? Like, obviously he's a tough guy to stop, but you kind of matched him. You were able to get putbacks. What's that been like over the years dealing with him?
It's a big challenge for sure. You know, this guy's one of the best bigs in the league, and yeah, we did all kinds of different stuff with him today. You know, mostly we were starting smaller, and then I was coming off from the like weak side to block and alter his shots. You know, there's a, you know, those two guys are at a different level, LeBron and AD, and so, but you know the game's gonna go through them, especially when LeBron was out. You know the AD's gonna get those touches and he's gonna score. But we did a decent job on him, you know, and made sure that the rest of the team, nobody really goes off and does anything crazy. And there you go, we came up with a win.